lets you play competitively for Sheffield United, who would be your ideal opponent, and is there anybody you would like to take out of the game, like a hard man?
I'd like to, I suppose it'd be good to score against
Wednesday.
our rivals, yeah. That'd be great in the last minute, injury time, so the winner, you know, in the top right-hand corner.
Any player you'd like to sort of leave your mark on? David Hirsch, maybe?
No, he's all right. I can't think of anybody at the moment. All the best ones played for us, like Billy White, but they were blades. But nah, I'm sure I will think of one after I finish talking to you.
Do you play any football at all, like leisurely? Or if Fanny Jones went and asked you to play for his Hollywood team, would you think of it?
Nah, he has done actually, and I was working in LA at the time, but I'm not kind of into that thing. It kind of become a bit about personalities and stuff like that, and I like a kickabout and stuff, you know, five-a-side now and again, but I don't play as much as I used to. You know.
In your opinion, who was the best, George, Pele, or Maradona?
I like Maradona. I mean, I must say I did like watching him play, and it's just his balance and his sense of gravity. I mean, it was such that he seemed to be able to do anything. But it's a very difficult question. I mean, they were all great. I mean, you look at George Best and what he did against Northampton when he scored 6 goals. You know, I mean, it was 6.
Yeah,
yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. Nobody's ever going to do that again. But there were different times and different style of play. But I mean, that's just for that sheer skill. And then Pele. I mean, it's a difficult one. But I always liked Maradona. I suppose it was a very sort of brief career. I think, and so was George Best. But yeah. I suppose I answered the question.
Who would want to fight between you and Harrison Ford?
I think me, because he's about 65 now. But he's quite tough actually. When I did Patriot games, he's very strong. He did, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, he could give me a cut over here. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't. He's quite tough, you know. He's quite a tough guy. Yeah, and he was quite a good whack. You know, we were on this boat and it was very slippery at the end of Patriot games, and he just whacked me with his boat hook. It was an accident, and he just popped it open. And I had about 28 stitches in and out of it. And I was back on, you know, because they needed me, and they had to film me from the back and from the profile this way and all that lot. But he was okay. He said, "Sorry about that, Sean. You know, these things kind of happen." I says, "Yeah, all right." And they gave me a free suit at the end. So.
One of the most prolific films of recent times was The Lord of the Rings, and of course you were involved in the first film, The Fellowship. What was it like being involved in that sort of film setup?
That was incredible. I mean, we didn't. I don't think any of us realised, you know, just how big it would become and how it would snowball when we first started. You know, I arrived in New Zealand, got there, and you know, I'd read the book and, you know, kind of prepared myself as much as possible. We never sort of realised what scale it would be on and how epic it would be, and that really changed a lot of things for all of us. You know, all the actors involved. You know, in terms of our careers and the opportunities that it gave us. But just the sheer experience of working on something like that for almost a year, I was there, was incredible, and a real, you know, real opportunity, acting-wise, to get to be in a big film that is almost was like an independence in some sense, because it was written by someone, Peter Jackson, who was studied this for years and years and years and knew exactly what I wanted to do. The characters were very well drawn, and you know, and it was an incredible experience and a great end result. You know, so to be involved with something like that is like once in a lifetime experience.
If you weren't an actor, what would you be doing? Would you go back to was it welding?
Welding.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, though I would like to kind of, you know, I've always wanted to get something together. Like I like making things, you know, I like being involved. I like being in the garden, I like, you know, building things and making things. You know, I would, and I can still weld. You know, I did a film about 2 years ago called Outlaw, and next to the little studio we had a welding shop. So I just went in there at lunch break and just see if I could do it, and I could after about about half an hour, you know, trying, and I could still do it, you know, after. So, I mean, but I wouldn't go back professionally to be a welder, I don't think.
Right. Well, one of the most popular questions we've had on the supporters forum is, are you a bourbon cream or a custard cream?
I think custard cream. And I don't know what that means. what the implications of that are. But,
do you know what a gravy ring is?
What is a custard cream? What's a bourbon cream? Is that like a...
It's just a choice.
It's just a... has it got that connotation?
Well, I'll let the supporters make their own mind.
Oh, you got me there.
Final question. Have you ever heard of Fun Herbs?
Of who? No, I haven't. No, I've never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Brilliant.